it's me, Ashton Camion. Let's talk about the war to Ukraine, the events happened in 2022. Hey guys, this is me, Ashton here, and also later on this video, I'm going to talk about prediction for 2023 about war to Ukraine, and about my analysis, my opinion, and just want to tell you guys, I hope you guys are having a great time, and I hope some of you guys are from different country. I hope you guys are having a good time for New Year's. And and Happy New Year's for anyone from different country, because they're head from America or other country. Happy New Year's, and any American people watching this for tomorrow or anything, Happy New Year's too. And I want to tell you guys about the war to Ukraine, and by the way guys, we all know in February 2022, Russians decided to invade Ukraine. Putin was telling NATO, we're going to invade Ukraine anytime, and we were all telling people in the embassy to leave, and that we did, and unfortunately Russia decided to invade. At first I thought, because you know how news sometimes they say how North Korea's make a threat, they're gonna destroy America, they never did, and or destroy other country. And I kind of thought that how the news were saying, oh, Russia gonna invade or they will not invade, and I was shocked. Oh no, Russia did invade, and and sure it's really messed up. And goodness is, the president of Ukraine is a brave man. He's awesome. His name President Zelensky. He was encouraging his people to fight back and be a true patriot. They were not giving up his country or any cities, and they fought hard, and and he was encouraging all men and women to grab your weapons, grab anything you can to defeat the Russians, and and in the Battle of Kiev, the Russians were trying to their best to take the city, and they could not because they got hit by heavy resistance, and they did take over a airfield in Kiev, and luckily Ukrainian army retake it. And unfortunately, one big airplanes, I got the name, unfortunately got destroyed this year. That was sad. And goodness, as I have heard, they're trying to repair it or rebuild the new one. And and also all those brave Ukrainian citizens and pilots and people did a good job defending their country. Unfortunately, a lot of people died this year. And and please put a letter F sign of respect all those Ukrainian citizens and soldiers. And now I want to tell you guys other part. And right Ukrainians pushed the Russians back from the capital, get them out of the capital. In there, that one city called Bucha. Unfortunately, a lot of people got executed, and the Russians did a horrible war crime. That was one. And also the Russians were retreating. They were holding their lines, and there's one city called Mariupol, was the brave city. All those Ukrainian soldiers fought hard, and all those citizens too. They were being brave. They were trying to hold out in that city longer, and a lot of them were trying their best. And the city was slowly getting destroyed. Ukrainian soldiers did the right thing. Head toward the factory, because the factory was more safer and more hard to make the Russian to take it over it. And Ukrainian soldiers did a good job holding out in there and trying their best to stay alive. And finally, in the city of Mariupol was doing a good job to make the Russians to pull most of their troops in that city, trying to destroy it, and also trying to capture or kill any Ukrainian soldiers. And in the city of Lysychansk and Zalestis in Donbas region, it was the bloodiest battle. Ukraine was still holding it, and Russians were trying to take it over. It was really crazy. And in the city of Mariupol finally fall, goodness, the Ukrainian president told them, you should surrender. And all those Ukrainian soldiers did. Most of them, because they were having less numbers, because most of them got hurt or got killed, they decided to listen to the president, and they said, you know what? We decide to surrender. And and those soldiers and those men and women did a good job holding out there. And and please put the letter F sign of respect for those guys they did an amazing job. That's my opinion. And in the battle in Donbas region of Sevesis and Sevastopol, I can't say right. It was a crazy and bloodiest battle. Those Ukrainian soldiers were holding out in that city longer, those two cities, and unfortunately they were losing a lot of men and their equipment every day. And they did a good job to destroy all Russians' tanks or PTRs trying to advance in the city. And it was the bloodiest battle, and unfortunately Ukrainians lost that battle because there was heavy losses. And people were speculating they should have abandoned the city a little sooner. And I did agree with that. Or also, we should have given them HIMARS a little sooner. And they decided to abandon the city. And yeah. And thank goodness next day, America decided to send them HIMARS. And what the HIMARS did, HIMARS took out all those Russians, supply people and all the equipment. And that is the good news. And the battle was still stalemate. No one were not gaining more territory. It was tug of war, pretty much, World War I style. And yeah, and also in August, Ukraine decided to try to best retake the city in Kherson. And what they did, they decided to trick the Russians. They're forcing a ton of troops. And they told the Russians, they were not trying to tell the Russians, they were trying to make rumors. And what the Russians did in the north of Ukraine, they made a big mistake. They forced most of their troops to go down south. And in September 11th, September 10th, they found a breakthrough. Because the Russians have less number of troops, and September 11th was a big thing. All Russian soldiers freak out, and they did not know what just happened. And all Ukrainians did the blitzkrieg tactic, broke the line, take over all their territory, and all the Russian soldiers surrender. Some of them will still fight, or some were trying to retake their territory, and they lost. And luckily I've heard there only was one general of Russians was trying to flee, trying to run away, and he got shot to his butt by Ukraine, and they captured him alive. Yep. And later in November, Russians started to told their men, yeah, it's time to leave the city. And yep. And also the Russians earlier this year, they were bombing Ukraine with rockets and long-range weapon and also the kamikaze drones. And yeah. Just want to let you guys know. And by the way, guys, what is your favorite thing what I said about each battle in Ukraine? And yeah, mine was the northern part. Because how Ukraine found the breakthrough. That's why you should not ever send troops down south. Always station troops. And that the Russia made the biggest state. Alright guys, it's me Ashton. I'm going to tell you guys about the other part of the news. My prediction in 2023 about the war to Ukraine. Well guys, we may know right now is a tug of war. Both sides are not gaining ground. Because either being mowed down by mud or also artillery or anything. Ukrainians are thinking about they should do their operation to free their other city. And this is in my opinion. Some people are speculating they should retake city in the north more, or some said they're thinking down in Kherson's area. Or some thinking they should retake right by the nuclear factory. Nuclear power plant. My opinion is, and it's risky, I just think they should do a amphibious assault to down more in Kherson region. Or also a suicidal mission is sending everything they got, any airplanes, helicopter, or drones to try their best attack Crimea. And also try to their best do a amphibious assault like D-Day to invade it and try to win the war. This is my opinion. I actually think they should do that. And also they need to be careful from the Russians. I actually think, because most of the time Russians are not doing their job clearing the in the skies. And if I was the Ukrainians, I actually think they should do a suicidal mission. Send everything they get down in Kherson or Odessa. Go down to Crimea to retake it. And yeah. Yes, now Russians have fenced it up, and this is my opinion, to try your best to destroy any ships. And yeah, that's my strategy. And yeah. And we'll find out if Ukraine's gonna take Crimea or different region. Let me know down in the comment section. What are you guys spinning? I know the Ukrainians have not enough resource or enough troops. I just think they should do interesting strategy. Or also contact any Ukrainian people are resistant, trying to cause any more attack. And yeah, that's my opinion, guys. And yeah. And I hope next year in Ukraine will be the good year for Ukraine. Win this war, end this war early. And yeah. Excuse me. And yep. And I want to tell you guys, this is my opinion about what Russia should have done if they want to win this war easily. They should invade Odessa. It is a city down nearby Kherson. And every time in Odessa, they actually using drones to attack Russians' places and base. This is my opinion. Russia shouldn't invade that city because it will make it easier for them more to occupy, and they'll probably should end the war early. And thank goodness, Russians think stupid. They did not think to invade Odessa. And goodness is everyone, Odessa have more defense. They put up more barricade, more stuff, and also sea mines because they're prepared for in case Russia do a fitty assault. And luckily they have not done it. Only a couple of times Russians been targeting that city with their airstrike and stuff. And yeah. That's my opinion what Russia should have done, and I'm glad I'm not on Russia's side. I'm on Ukraine. I'm really glad Russia thinks stupid with their strategy. And yeah. Alright guys, me Ashton, I go out, and by the way guys, hit that like button, 2, hit that subscribe button, 3, hit that bell button whenever I make an awesome video. Be number guys, I'm not forcing you guys to do whatever you guys want to do. And be number guys, you guys more freely to comment me anytime. And yeah. And let me know what your opinion about the war. And what your opinion if you guys do agree with me or not. I'm okay if you guys don't. I want to hear your opinion. And peace, everyone. Have a great night and Happy New Year's. And Happy New Year's to every Ukrainian people and around the world. And to Russia, too. Because I want to respect. And peace, everyone.